Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to a live stream that hopefully is working, because I don't know if it is, but hopefully it is. That's the point. Yes, Merry Christmas to you all, and welcome to this special Christmas speech. Of course, I'm doing this live. It is currently 2 minutes to 10 o'clock at night. I have two bright lights in my face, and I will be tired very quickly. But yeah, similar setup to last year. I've got my beautiful Panasonic Lumix G7 in front of me, and I have two LED lights, which I can't remember if I had them last year. I also have my lav mic from last year, but I have a new shirt. I have the same hat, and I have some things to talk about. But before I do that, I would just like to promote or plug some certain things, such as go watch Into Part 3, because, okay, if you look at the views between that as, okay, if you compare Jintu Part 3 in terms of views as Tell the Scared, it's depressing, because Jintu Part 3 took a year to make, Tell the Scared took about a month for the audio, and then 2 days for the visuals. But it has like double the views. So, you know, go watch it. Or send it to someone who hasn't seen it. You know, something like that. It would just be nice, that's all. So, yes. Yes. The Christmas special, of which this is a screenshot from, I will be showing a special preview of it, of pretty much what I've got, later, after I do my speechy thing, and then we'll go into the gamey, live streamy stuff, which will probably be working on the hybrid iOS, or looking at stuff in 19, either way. But it's up to you, the viewers, for that. I'm looking over here because this is where my notes are. Right. Also, yes, the important thing, which is very current now, is I stream a lot on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, I don't know if the restream stuff is working, but if you're watching on YouTube, then go to Twitch. Twitch is where I live stream a lot. I recently did I think it was 38-hour stream over like 2 weeks, where I was building a route from start to finish, as in like the planning, setting up the route, everything, even like creating the CDP and everything, which was for the Cog Railway route building competition, of which I won. I didn't want to win it in the end. I felt like I'd put in too much work for what it was, considering that you know, it was being judged off an image, so I felt bad for winning, honestly. But I won. Yes, and I would also like to plug all of my friends' Christmas specials. First one that comes to mind is Brad's Christmas short, which is about Eric and William and a Christmas thing. It's really good. I like it, and I like how it sort of could lead into the next episode and that sort of thing. Really good stuff. Go watch Sodor's Darkest Days, not Sodor's Dark Times, not any other one. It's Sodor's Darkest Days, or SDD, by Bradley the Thomas Fan 1. Go and watch A Max Monty Christmas by Aaron of Tram Engine Studios. Watch, oh god, I can't remember the title of it now. Harry of Brendan Productions Christmas special, which is about Bertie and the road vehicles and all that. It also has Neil of Tenley 10 doing a song. I'll be honest, I haven't seen it yet because it came out today and I've been busy with, you know, catching up with family and all that because it's Boxing Day. Also, go and watch Tenley 10's video. I don't know if that's out yet, but I'm assuming it's coming soon. so watch that when it's out. I think George is making something, 84F Studios. I don't want to forget anything. I don't even know if Dan Titus Rescue is making anything. He might have just uploaded it. I don't know. I'm a bit out of the loop. Who else? I will just also plug the Railway Works' Christmas releases. So we released John's TV series Rolling Stock Pack and The Route, which is seen in the Christmas special that I'll show you later, which is basically a series of sets, which is Countryside and Henry's Tunnel and that sort of thing. Yeah, so that's pretty much plugged. Obviously go subscribe to CNC if you already aren't, because most of you aren't, so go subscribe, because we upload like twice a year now. But yeah, so what a year we've had. 2019, eh? Wow, what a year. Very similar to 2018 in many aspects. But I mean, almost to the point where I could have made a Christmas special just out of reused clips from last year. Where basically I was busy with my TAFE course, which I do at a uni, which is in film and TV and all that, so it's very time consuming, very creative and mentally, like, what's it called? God, I'm having that moment again. Very taxing, that's the word. So, you know, I'm usually just route building, because that doesn't take as much creative energy. It's just like, I just go at this point, because I've been making routes for years now. I mean, Jinty Who was the first half of the year. That took up everything. And then afterwards I was just burnt out, and I was working on stuff, and then Halloween special, I didn't get round to it until like October. So, busy time. Which is also why the Christmas special isn't done, because I started late. So, great. So basically I'm going to summarize my year, essentially, and reflect on the decade that we're about to leave, the decade of the 2010s, for the 2020, for the 2020, no, for the 2020s. Hopefully it's like the 1920s, where it's the Roaring Twenties, and hopefully it doesn't end like the 1920s with the Great Depression. Yeah, and oh yeah, and I made a Brexit joke in my notes, which was and reflect on the decade we're about to leave in 2020, much like Brexit, right? So yeah, I'm an Australian, so I'm making a Brexit joke, and I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. Look. Okay. Very brief summary of the year and the past decade in terms of politics. I'm just going to touch on it very briefly. Obviously, whatever you believe in is all very good and well, and that's your opinion, obviously. It's made up of your either current situation or the way you were brought up, or where you were brought up, and blah 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 blah. It's so many factors. But in my opinion, I'm not forcing it on anyone. Politics, eh? It's been very chaotic. Trump being elected in 2016 obviously began a snowball effect of sorts. I mean, Brexit began in 2016 as well, so 2016 was pretty shit, eh? Yeah, pretty much. 2016 was pretty shit, and we're still living with the shitness from it. But this year we saw, lots of great things in terms of media come out. Lots more Thomas props were saved this year. Lots of great movies came out this year, like Avengers Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home, which was pretty good. Those are two Marvel movies though. Disney Plus is now a thing. That's a positive. Not for the UK, but for Australia it's positive because we got it before the UK. Yeah, I'm probably missing out a lot. But my year, I'm going to start off with the things that I got. Because they sort of, I don't know, I try and get things that I need or like I need to like upgrade to like try and do something. So the first thing that I got this year, which was like the big massive thing obviously after Christmas, because I got a Nintendo Switch for Christ's sake, of which I got in this lovely travel case for Christmas. Look at that. I also got a Pro Controller and Mario Maker 2 and all that, so yeah, that's my brief summary of what I got for Christmas. Also a smartwatch, Garmin Vivo Active 3 or whatever it is. Oh, it's so expensive, this thing. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so I got this new monitor. Look at this, right? It is 1440p, which means that it is like basically 2K. So like 1080 is like 1K essentially, and then this is 2K. So 1080 is sort of like here-ish. So it's like, well, in terms of like resolution and scale. Also, this is I think it's a 27 inch. Yes, it's a 27 inch monitor. It is height adjustable. I won't move it that much because, you know, cabling and crap behind it. It is also very color accurate. It's not like perfectly color accurate, like, but it's good enough to do like accurate Photoshop and Premiere stuff. It's not as accurate as the what's it called, the 5K iMac Pros that are at my uni, because they're like in terms of color accuracy and resolution and all that, because that's obviously bigger than 4K, 5K. But yeah, it's a lovely little monitor. I need to dust it, but it is very good, and I love it very much. Yes, it is also sitting on top of a VHS player, which is very funny to me. Yeah. I got a new laptop, which is a Lenovo 2-in-1, and it is very useful for writing and uni work and stuff like that. Yeah, it is just a dream sort of machine, because I can even live stream something like this off a laptop. The only reason why I'm not doing that is because I'm still deciding in my head whether I should split up this live stream as a speech and a stream. So this is also really long. I'm sorry if you're watching this and you're not entertained. But yeah, I got a new capture card, which is what is making this possible. Basically, I've got a AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus, which is a 4K pass-through capable capture card, where I can plug in via HDMI from a camera like this, and then connect it to the computer via the capture card, and it will interpret it via the UVC drivers, which is the Universal Video Codec drivers or whatever. Excuse me. It interprets it, and it interprets the signal as a webcam feed, which is really cool, because the only other device that does that, which, yes, it's cheaper, but this has some other things about it, such as the Elgato Cam Link, of which can do 4K, yes, but this one has HDMI pass-through, so it's all in one box. You can also record stuff without a computer on it, with something like, if I can get it out, with something like this, which I also got for Christmas, which is, okay, you can't see it, and I won't mess with it too much because I'll mess with the focus, but it is a 128 gig micro SD card, which goes into into an SD card adapter. It's really handy, and I got that for Christmas, and it's great. So yeah, I haven't tested it yet, but from what I've seen and what I've researched, It basically does the same as a desktop capture, but just at a smaller bitrate because of, you know, storage sizes and whatnot. But it's a really handy piece of kit, and it now allows me to live stream my Nintendo Switch, which I honestly haven't done enough. I should really do some more, and I probably will. But yeah, that's a great piece of kit, and I love it. And it's making stuff like this possible, where I can live stream off of my camera. But yeah, also, something that I alluded to earlier is I got a lot of new tapes for my VHS collection. Now, when I refer to my VHS collection, I mean I finally have every Australian VHS release, besides 2 of them, which are Thomas related and released by ABC, according to the wiki. And I'm not including things like promotional tapes or rare stuff, which there's only like 1 of, because they're impossible, basically. I mean, it's like a 1 in a million chance that I'll even see the thing, let alone own it. So, main like VHS releases, I'm only missing 2, which is Engines to the Rescue and Troublesome and Truckloads of Fun. That's the one. So apart from those, well, I mean, I've got both of them on DVD. That's the thing. Engines to the Rescue would be nice because it's the only time that Australia got Series 6. I think Series 7 actually as well. So it was the only time that we got those 2 seasons on VHS. Until DVD releases. Jesus Christ. Huh. Mind you, those 2 seasons were broadcast a lot on ABC, so I'm not surprised that they didn't put them all out on VHS or anything. But I've got, you know, as you can see up here, this is my entire collection pretty much. You know, we've got all the way from Thomas and Gordon to Peep Peep Hooray, and then like the very best of Thomas and the biggest ever Christmas collection and all that. Loads of these I've had for years. It's only recently where I've tried to finish off the collection with things like Thomas Percy and the Coal and The Deputation and Other Stories, which are the 1986 versions, unlike the rest of them, which are the 1991 versions, which are the smaller standard case, whereas those are the original release, which are in the big case, which is annoying, but they're rarer, so I'm not going to say no. So, yeah, so now I have 3 of the original 1986 releases, because Season 1 was released at the same time as Season 2 on VHS here, I think. Or something to that degree. God, I can't speak anymore. Yeah, but, no, seriously, I mean, but Christmas this year wasn't about things. I mean, let me read this actually the way I wrote it. But like Christmas, this year wasn't just about things, such as, you know, I discovered kebabs and HSPs, which is lovely because I have a lamb HSP, but without any other sauce or salad or whatever, and just have tomato sauce. So it then ends up being just like lamb, like shaved lamb, with tomato sauce on top and chips and cheese on the bottom. Oh, it is so good. It's so nice. It's like if you had a burger, but without the buns, like a cheeseburger, but without like the buns, and it had chips in it, in a box, and it's delicious, and it's got lamb, and it's lovely. So, yeah, I've had a lot of that this year. Yeah, I mentioned this earlier. I finished a project I've been working on for a year, which is Jinty Who Part 3, which I rewatched recently in preparation for this video, or for the stream. And I keep forgetting how many tiny little details and tiny little, like, plot threads I worked out to make that. The only thing that I feel like I could have done better now is maybe the pacing, because I feel like the pacing is just too quick. It just goes, and there's no, like, breathing space. But I think that's the way that the script was written, which was written in a way that was, like, condensed, like, really condensed, so I could get it done. But I feel like that's deteriorated the final product a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. Also, if you hear snoring, that's my dad. He snores relatively loudly. Hopefully you don't hear it. But yeah, I got loads of work done on the hybrid iOS route that I've been working on, of which Jay of JRacer11 is now helping me to get more and more done. This was mainly made after the, oh god, what was it? It was like a 4-hour stream that sort of workshops did to show off the complete iOS, which is now on sort of workshops. That was a big, that was another big event this year. Bloody SI3D coming back in a small capacity in terms of like Jake and what's his face, Jake and Ty and all that on sort of workshops. So that was a big thing. And part of that 4-hour live stream, I asked them a question being like, oh, what do you guys think of my route? And then Jake's response was something along the lines of, it's great, but you just need to sort of fill in the gaps. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. And it gave me a real boost of confidence. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get someone to help me. And, well, I thought that in the back of my head, at least. And Jay was feeling down and was just like, you know, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. He was feeling a bit down, either way. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to cheer this guy up, because he's got a very similar style to me, because he's been watching my streams forever. And yeah, since then I've been training him up. And he's really improved a lot over since he's started working on the hybrid OS since about, I think, the 20th or so of July, or just after, I can't remember, it's like late July. He joined, because originally I was going to release Beta 5 around that time, and I was like, you know what, I'll just push it back, because Jay's now helping. So that's going to come out soon. I'm going to be working on that from now until the end of the year, hopefully. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to bloody do that. So, yeah, there's only a little bit of stuff left to do. But yeah, they'll be coming up very soon to the Railway Works. Probably at the end of the year. 2019, we'll see the release of Beta 5. Just saying. Oh, God. Dinner's processing in me. Yeah, I worked on a dark comedy romance short film for my my TAFE course at uni. I call it uni, so just when I say uni, that's what I mean. It's a TAFE course that I'm doing at a uni, which is about a suburban Aussie cult, of which it's basically like, you know, it's like a dark cult to try and get better internet, because Australia has shit internet, so to speak. I think the internet's fine, but it's not as good as the rest of the world. So like the standard like plan is like 50 megabits per second or 100, but the 100 one is quite expensive, and that's like the top tier that most service providers provide, and that's on the NBN. ADSL, it's like 12 megabits per second or something. It's ridiculous. Meanwhile, at my uni, it's like a gigabit. So, yeah, it's pretty shit. I think there was also something I heard on the radio, which was like where there's 64 countries which have faster internet than us, or something like that. 64. That's like all of the main countries, like America, Canada, UK, all of Europe. I mean, like, it's nuts. It's nuts. I'm pretty sure that New Zealand has better internet than us, and they're smaller by like population and landmass, I think. I don't know. I'm just assuming. But yeah, hey, I was just the editor on this thing, and you know, like, it was really stressful to get through the edit and all that, but I had a really good time working on it. The shoot was really interesting and really fun. It was all the way down in Chelsea, which is like an hour and a half away from where I live, so it was on the other side of town. But it's not like, it wasn't too bad. My sister got engaged this year, which was around that same time, which is why I'm mentioning it. So, yay! That's fun. They're hoping to find a place next year, within the next 6 months or so. So, that's exciting. So yeah, that's sort of to do with this year. I also met so many new people this year. So many. Both doing my TAFE course as well as just online on Discord. You know, like, or even in real life. You know, I met up with so many Thomas fans this year. Like, it's crazy. You know, you got the Iron Engine and Crystal Rocks and Connor Jonas and Tom Denham and the Twins and I'm probably forgetting people. Oh, what's his face? Oh, Christ. What's his face? Whatever. Either way, I met lots of people this year. Lots of people at uni as well, like Riley and Margaret and, you know, Damon and Pat and Angus and Max and whatever. You know, I mean, I'm just saying names to you, but, you know, these people would obviously care, you know. But yeah, like, I met lots of new people. I've been to places that I've never been before. Like, I went to the Railway Museum down in Newport, which is near Williamstown. You know, like, it was just a really good year for socializing and meeting people. But yeah, like, you know, even like just a group of Thomas fans just hanging out in the city. Quite often at McDonald's. What's up with that? We just bring like a couple pieces of merch and then we take pictures and, you know, we talk about Thomas. It's a really nice experience, and, you know, just going to the city for a couple of hours and then, you know, going home and that's it. You know, or trading stuff, and, you know, it makes the community feel more real. You know what I mean? I also had the opportunity to interview 2 out of 3 members of the Ride on Tracks podcast, of which you should listen to right now. My recommendation is probably starting with start with the most current season. So at the moment it's series 3. They've just finished it. They've got a Christmas special out, actually. I need to listen to that. Or you can just listen to the entire thing, because it is very enjoyable. They go through each episode of the classic series, and they discuss it and that sort of thing. It's a really interesting thing to listen to, especially if you're you know, doing chores around the house or whatever, and you just got headphones in and you're just listening to a podcast. It's one of those things where it's a very, you know, good podcast to sort of listen to, but not listen to like too hard. You know, especially if you're a Thomas fan, you know the material already. It's a very good experience either way. So yeah, that was fun, pulling all that equipment to their studio and all that in the city on a rainy day where I've got my dad to help me and all that. Poor guy, my poor dad. So yeah, and I hope that I can hang out with all these people that I've mentioned, as well as the people that I haven't mentioned that I've forgotten, more in 2020. We're hopefully hang out some more. So yeah. Now, looking to the future, we're nearly at the end here, people. So yeah. 2020. Let's hope it's a better year than this year. I mean, even if this year was great, I mean, I think it was pretty great. But you know, I just always hope for a better new year either way. Even if I had a fantastic year, I always hope for better, you know? Because if it can get better, why not? So many new and exciting opportunities and things that I'll be doing in the next year that I'm already aware of and stressing about. But, you know, I can only hope for the best in that instance. But yeah, like, let's hope the world's political problems and, you know, are a bit less poop and a little bit less, you know, just like less annoying and tedious, you know? Like, I think the UK had 2 elections this year. Like, Trump's being impeached or not being impeached. There's Copper, Article 13, 17, whatever it's called. Just, it's been a crazy year. And I also hope that think that technology and the media industry and even Thomas continue to evolve and change and improve as time goes on. There was even rumours that Thomas was ending, because of Jamfil being like, oh, we just delivered our last lot. But apparently they're just going with a new animation studio, which is just, it's just things turning and things moving on. And like My Little Pony ended this year. Steven Universe technically ended this year. Was it last year? I can't remember. I joined late to that. As the end of this decade comes to a close, lots of things are ending, but it also means that lots of new things are beginning. Yes, new things and change and all that is always very difficult to process or think about, but it's how life works. Just things keep coming. You just have to know how to deal with it and just go, yes, I'm gonna keep doing it and hope for the best and be positive and try and not let other people get you down in the dumps. Just go, yeah. I mean, don't be a selfish prick or anything. But all I'm saying is be a good person, try and think positive, keep going. That's all I'm saying. And you know what? I hope I do as well. And I hope all of you do the same in 2020. Here's to a hopefully bright future. I've already said this, but I've written this really well, so I thought I'd restate it. As well as we can, that's all we can hope for, which is a bright and positive future. And until next year, viewers, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, a delightful Boxing Day. I don't know. And yeah, this is the end of the speech. So, without further ado, I think I will give you my present to you, which is what I have so far of my Christmas special, of which has music by, not custom music, this is all stuff that's already available, by Carson, Rambly Branch, and that sort of thing. Also sound effects by GW Shunter, obviously, and some YouTube links as well. I think that's it. I think so. Oh, and Sundering Afro, because part of the first half of one of his bits of music fit really well with the rest of Carson's, so I used a bit of Sundering Afros to make a complete sort of feeling thing. Yeah, it's a little bit rough around the edges. There's no titles at the start, so in the first pen shot there is supposed to be like, a CNC production, and then like the title, and then like written by me, and featuring blah blah blah, and based on the Railway series, blah blah blah, that sort of stuff. So that's not in there. There's no credits, obviously, because I've just mentioned the credits, so that way people are credited. My camera battery's dying, shit. There is voices by Neil of Tenley 10, there is Tram Engine Studios, Brennan Productions, there's me, there's George, all that. Oh, and Christian, he's not in this, but he's the Fat Controller. So, yeah. I hope you enjoy. My camera is about to die. Let's hope for a beautiful 2020, and we'll watch this, and then I'll restart the stream, ready for some games. Gamers. Yeah. Alright. Thank you for watching. This has been a Christmas speech for 2019. It has taken probably over half an hour. I'm sorry. But yeah. Thank you for watching. Now let's go. Alright. Where are we? Alright. And thank you for watching. Here's a clip.
was Christmas Eve on the island, and everyone was busy. Gordon the big engine was waiting contently at the platform at Vickerstown.
Come on, hurry up or we'll be late!
The passengers tried their best to hurry onto the train, as this was the last train before the big Christmas party at Tidmouth. No one wanted to miss the carolling.
I hope we make it in time.
I'm sure you will, Gordon.
Richard and his friends were helping to shunt mail vans of last-minute letters and parcels for Christmas on the mainland.
Donald and Douglas are going ahead to clear the line for you, aren't they?
Of course, although I fear if they get caught adrift, I might get stuck too.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Besides, if you do get stuck, we can take your passengers on and Ginty can do something, I guess?
Hi.
Bah! A little diesel shunter and a steam sentinel pulling the express. Not going to happen.
Christmas, chap. Camp in the hills up ahead.